Salutations, spooks, spirits, and specters, and welcome back to Clannad, Katomi's route, where her memories continue.
おじさんは誰？
おじさんはね、琴美ちゃんのお父さんとお母さんと一緒にお仕事をしているんだ。お家の中に入れてもらえるかな。
知らない人、お家に入れちゃいけないって言われてるの。
それならお手伝いさんを呼んでくれるかな。
いるけど、今はちょっといないの。
The maid wasn't there, so I lied. I don't know why, but I was so scared of these adults.
それじゃあ悪いけど、やっぱり入らせてもらえるかな。
知らない人、お家に入れちゃいけないって言われてるの。お父さんとお母さんは大事な御用で出かけてるから。
お父さんとお母さんのことまだ知らないの？
Because I didn't respond, the adults told me. The airplane my mother and father were on had mechanical problems and fell into the ocean far away. Their very important papers had also fallen into the ocean. They thought there might be a copy of the papers in my father's study. They said that this was something very important to everyone in the world, so they wanted me to let them inside. The adults repeated that over and over again, but I remained silent. Because I still didn't understand the one thing I wanted to know the most.
私のお父さんとお母さんはどこ？私、お父さんとお母さんのこと大嫌いって言っちゃったの。本当は大好きなのに大嫌いって言っちゃったの。だから謝らなくちゃいけないの。ごめんなさいって言わなくちゃいけないの。私のお父さんとお母さんはどこ？
No one could tell me. Everyone looked as if they were angry, sad, or troubled. I became scared. I became very, very scared. I became so scared that I couldn't bear it any longer. I slammed the door with all my strength. I heard pounding noises from outside the door. They were calling out, "Be a good girl and open the door." I locked the door. I ran through the house and locked all the windows. I was very, very scared. I didn't understand what had happened. My head was spinning while I tried my best to think. But no matter what, I still couldn't understand. The sounds of the adults pounding on the door soon stopped. In its place, the telephone began to ring. I was scared, but I answered it anyway. It might have been my mother and father. I stood on my toes to pick up the receiver.
もしもし。
新聞社報道部の者ですが、今回の事故につきまして2、3確認させていただきたいのですが。
It was the voice of a stranger.
私、何にも知らないの。
お嬢ちゃん、もしかして一ノ瀬琴美さんならちょっとお話を聞かせてもらえるかな。ご両親がまだ見つかっていない時にこんなことを聞くのは心苦しいんだけど。
私、何にも知らない。
I put the receiver back in its cradle. The telephone begins ringing again right away. No matter how many times I put the receiver down, the telephone would ring again right away. I tried my best to cover my ears, but the telephone wouldn't stop ringing. I was very, 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 very scared. My hands shook and my teeth chattered.
怖いよ。お父さん、お母さん、ともやくん、怖いよ。ともやくん、ともやくん。
I called out his name again and again, but Tomoya-kun never came for me. I took the scissors from my mother's sewing kit. It was a large pair of scissors my mother used to cut cloth. Telephone-san, I'm so sorry, I thought to myself. I grabbed the phone line and snipped it with the scissors. After that, the telephone stopped ringing. I gathered my courage and turned on the television. The television wouldn't ring on its own, and I could turn it off whenever I wanted. There were pictures of my mother and father on the screen.
一ノ瀬夫妻は大学の研究室で教授と助手の間柄だった頃から互いの才能を認め合っていました。やがて二人は結婚し、
There were pictures of my mother and father from when they were much younger than I'd ever seen before.
学会での特別講演のため急遽予定を繰り上げ渡米する途中での事故でした。
Then there was a long list of names. The television said that the airplane had fallen into the ocean where it was very deep and cold. The chances of survival were very slim if they had been thrown into the water.
行方不明の方々ですが、墜落時の状況から生存は絶望的と見られており、
I turned off the television. A crackling noise came from the television. My father told me before that it was static electricity and that it was nothing to be afraid of. But for some reason, I was a little scared of it right now. Now that the television was off, it wasn't making any more noises. I felt as if I was being sucked in. Being alone scared me. I was much more afraid of that than I was of the adults or the sound of the telephone. When evening arrived, Tomoya-kun hadn't come. He said he would definitely come, but he hadn't. I continued to wait for him. I could tell through the curtains that it was getting dark in the yard outside. Tomoya-kun still hadn't come. Maybe he was hiding somewhere in the yard. Tomoya-kun was very good at hide and seek. I quietly unlocked the side door and walked barefoot out onto the grass. I gathered my courage and said,
ともやくん、
No answer.
ともやくん、ともやくん、ともやくん。
I called for him again and again.
ともやくん。
I listened intently. Still no answer. I looked around the yard. The yard looked very beautiful in the evening light. This is the yard where my mother, my father, and I talked. This is the yard where Tomoya-kun came to visit me. But now I was all alone. I looked up at the sky. The sky was a scary, dusky color. It looked as if it were burning. I felt like I was going to cry, but I didn't. It's because I remembered my father's words. It was a very, very wonderful idea.
神様、
I spoke quietly.
神様、聞いてください。お父さんとお母さんの飛行機が海に落ちてしまいました。飛行機は海の底に沈んでしまいました。きっと私が悪い子だったせいだと思います。お父さんとお母さんのこと大嫌いなんて言ったせいだと思います。本当は大好きなのに嘘を言ったせいだと思います。神様、海の中はとても冷たくて息ができないと思います。とってもとっても苦しくて寒くて寂しいと思います。私ならきっと泣いてしまいます。お父さんとお母さんは泣かないかもしれないけれど、でもきっと苦しくて寒くて寂しいと思います。神様、お父さんは言っていました。神様は目には見えないけれど、いつでも私たちのことを優しく見ていてくれるって。きっと今も神様は私のことを見ていると思います。私の話を聞いていると思います。だから神様、お願いです。私のお父さんとお母さんをお家に帰してください。これからはうんといい子にします。もう決してわがままは言いません。残さずに何でも食べます。学校にも休まないで行きます。お勉強もたくさんします。ご本をたくさん読んで立派な人になります。だからお父さんとお母さんを返してください。私のお父さんとお母さんをお家に返してください。お願いだから返してください。お父さんとお母さんを返してください。どうか返してください。返してください。
I listened intently. I tried to hear the sounds of the harps. I tried to hear the kindly voice of God, but I heard nothing. There was no one there. There was no kind God. My mother and father weren't there. I was all alone. All alone. And I shall end it here. So thank you all very much for watching. And ciao for now. Ciao for now.